Today's tech news moves fast, but understanding it shouldn't be hard. That's why Snarful Solutions Group brings you Connecting the Dots, where we break down what's happening in tech and why it matters to you. Now, let's dive in with your hosts.
Welcome to Connecting the Dots. I'm Alex.
And I'm Morgan. It's Tuesday, September 16th, 2025, coming to you from Snarful Solutions Group here in Sacramento.
And it is definitely warm here in Sacramento today. We're looking at a high near 96 degrees. So yeah, lots of sunshine.
Definitely. But looking nationally, things are a bit more, active weather-wise.
Yeah, it looks like a low-pressure system is heading into the mid-Atlantic.
Right, bringing rain, some gusty winds, and even a risk for coastal flooding through midweek.
But then you've got places like the mid to upper Mississippi Valley, the Great Lakes, the Northeast. They're actually seeing unseasonably warm, even hot temperatures holding through Thursday.
So quite the contrast across the country. And, the markets are showing a little bit of that mixed feeling, too.
How'd things close yesterday?
Well, the Dow Jones finished up, but just barely. $45,934 a zero. That's a gain of only 0.03% for the day.
Okay. But the week still looks decent.
Yeah, weekly it's still up over 1.1%. The S&P 500, though, dipped slightly, down 0.04% to 6,621.31.
Still holding on to weekly gains there, too.
Oh, yeah. Still up almost 1.9% for the week, so pretty solid overall.
And Bitcoin. Always got to check in on Bitcoin.
Right. It closed at 115,477.77. That's up just 0.06% daily, but the weekly gain is strong, up 3.54%.
Wow. Okay. Strong week for Bitcoin, then.
Definitely. Now, some news closer to home for us Northern California folks.
Uh-oh. I have a bad feeling about this. Don't say it's the Giants.
Yeah, sorry. Our San Francisco Giants, they had a rough one against the Diamondbacks yesterday, September 15th.
What was the final?
A tough 1-8 loss. Zach Gallen pitched really well for Arizona, got the win.
Anyone hit well for them.
Geraldo Perdomo for Arizona went 3 for 3. Just one of those nights for the Giants.
Yeah, tough loss. Okay, well, we'll get him next time. Got to shake it off.
That's the spirit. Okay, before we jump into the big tech stories today, we are really excited to welcome a new sponsor.
Yes, a big shout out to Pins and Aces. If you're a golfer listening, you need to know about them.
Absolutely. They offer premium golf apparel, accessories, really cool stuff.
Great quality. You can find them online at pinsandances.com. That's PINSandaces.com.
And here's the best part. Use our promo code SNARFUL, SNARFUL, at checkout.
And you get 21% off your entire purchase. That's a fantastic deal. So pinsandances.com, code SNARFUL.
All right, let's connect some dots now. We've got 3 key stories from the Snarful Tech article report, our Morning Star, that really show how tech news impacts, your life, your work, everything.
Okay, first up, this has been like the story that just won't end, but maybe, just maybe, we're getting close on the TikTok front.
It seems that way. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent announced there's a framework deal reached between the U.S. and China about TikTok.
Oh, framework. Okay, so not final yet.
Not quite. President Trump and China's President Xi Jinping are apparently scheduled to talk on Friday to finalize the details.
And the timing here is key, right? Because that deadline for ByteDance to sell.
It's exactly. The September 17th deadline for ByteDance, TikTok's parent company, to divest its U.S. business or, face a potential shutdown. It was really coming down to the wire.
President Trump even mentioned it on Truth Social, didn't he? Something about saving a company young people wanted.
He did. A bit cryptic, saying a deal was reached on a certain company that young people in our country very much wanted to save.
He's definitely aware of its popularity. So, this framework, what does it mean? U.S. control.
Bessent suggested it could pivot the platform to U.S.-controlled ownership. But when asked if China would keep a stake, Trump apparently said that wasn't decided yet.
So still some unknowns, but this is huge, obviously.
Oh, absolutely. And it matters directly to you listening. If you're one of the 170 million TikTok users in the U.S., this framework likely means the app stays available.
Which is huge relief, I imagine. Your favorite creators, your videos, gone overnight. That would have been disruptive, to say the least.
Totally. And think about businesses. So many small businesses, creators, rely on TikTok for marketing, for actual income. The uncertainty has been a huge headache.
So this offers some potential stability for them.
Hopefully, yes. And looking bigger picture, this whole saga really highlights the complex tech and trade relationship between the U.S. and China.
It's that constant tension, isn't it? National security concerns about data versus the massive economic and cultural footprint of an app like TikTok.
Precisely. And China's lead negotiator, Li Chenggang, made it clear they don't want the U.S. to continue to suppress Chinese companies and will protect their interests. High stakes all around.
It really has felt like will they, won't they for so long. Trump extended the deadline, 3 times already?
Yep, 3 times. This deal, if it holds, would likely mean a 4th extension while details are finalized.
And that comment from Besant about the deal being between 2 private parties. Interesting. How much is really decided by the politicians versus the companies?
Good question. It's a real tightrope walk. You've got Congress, bipartisan support for divestment on security grounds, but then the reality of the app's immense popularity, especially with younger voters.
Yeah, the administration definitely has to weigh that. Okay, so from geopolitical drama to accidental leaks.
Exactly. Let's shift gears to Meta. It looks like someone hit the publish button a little too early over there.
What happened?
They accidentally posted, and then quickly took down, an unlisted YouTube video revealing their next-gen smart glasses, just days before their big Connect conference.
Oh, wow. Talk about spoiling your own announcement. So what did the leak show?
2 major new products. First, the Meta Ray-Ban display glasses. These actually have a heads-up display, a HUD in the right lens.
A HUD. Okay, that's cool, like projecting info.
Seems like it. And the control method sounds wild.
Yeah.
It uses a wristband with something called SEMG technology.
SEMG? What's that?
Surface electromyography. Basically, it reads tiny electrical signals from your hand and finger muscle movements. So you could, write a reply just by gesturing.
Whoa. Okay, that sounds very sci-fi. Writing in the air. My inner geek is excited. That confirms those hypernova rumors then.
Let's like it, yeah. Then there's the second pair, the Oakley Meta Sphaera glasses.
Oakley! So aimed at sports.
Exactly. Designed for athletes. The big feature here is a camera centered right on the nose bridge.
Oh, that makes sense for first-person video. Better than a camera on the side.
Right. Perfect for capturing skiing, running, whatever. These probably don't have the display like the Ray-Bans, but will have the camera, speakers, mics.
So why does this leak matter to, us regular folks?
Well, it's a big step in Meta's whole strategy. They really want to make AI-powered glasses a mainstream thing, moving AI off your phone and onto your face, basically.
Hands-free AI, notifications, maybe maps right in your view. I can see the appeal.
Definitely. And for athletes, getting that perfect first-person shot without messing with a phone or another camera, that's a big deal. Being in the moment, but still capturing it.
What about the price? Weren't these rumored to be super expensive?
They were. Rumors said maybe $1,400 for the Ray-Ban displays, but the leak suggests they might start around $800.
$800. Still not cheap, but way more accessible than $1,400.
Exactly. It looks like an aggressive move by Meta to really push adoption. Zuckerberg even said people not using AI glasses could eventually be at a cognitive disadvantage.
Wow, cognitive disadvantage. That's bold. He's really betting big on this.
He absolutely is. But of course, this brings up the P word.
Privacy. Always. More cameras on faces.
Yep, it raises huge questions. Meta says they're focusing on-device AI, processing data locally for privacy, but, past history with things like facial recognition experiments makes people wary.
Sure, and competitors are offering things like removable cameras, right, for more user control.
They are. Meta CTO Andrew Bosworth basically said, look, if people don't want this, we don't have to make it. Acknowledging the concern, but the push is definitely on.
You have to wonder, was that leak really accidental? Or just brilliant marketing to build hype for Connect?
Huh? Wouldn't put it past them. Remember the first Ray-Ban smart glasses? They didn't exactly set the world on fire.
Not really, no. These sound like a massive upgrade, though.
A serious upgrade.
Yeah.
And those Oakleys for athletes, I could see those being really popular for capturing action shots from your own point of view.
Definitely. Okay, from Meta's future glasses to Apple's present software, let's talk iOS 26.
Right, the new iPhone operating system is out. And it's a mix, as usual. Some really cool new stuff, some things that feel maybe not quite finished.
I installed it right away. And visually, the big thing is that liquid glass look.
Describe that. What's it like?
Everything's kind of translucent, menus and stuff, and they have these little squishing, wiggling animations. It looks slick. I know some people didn't love it in beta.
Yeah, it was a bit divisive. Apple apparently tweaked it for better legibility.
They did. I think it looks good now. But honestly, my absolute favorite feature, maybe in the whole update, call screening.
Oh yeah, that one's huge.
Yeah.
Explain how it works.
Okay, so if you get a call from a number not in your contacts, you get options. You can tap Ask Reason for Calling.
And the phone asks for you.
Yeah. And it transcribes what the caller says right on your screen in real time, so you can see why they're calling before you decide to pick up.
That's brilliant for dodging spam, or just calls you don't want to take right then.
Totally. Or you can just hit silence for all unsaved numbers and they go straight to voicemail without ringing. The peace. That's amazing.
Finally, a real weapon against spam calls. What else is good?
Quality of life stuff. You can finally change the alarm snooze lengths from 1 to 15 minutes. No more being stuck with that weird 9 minutes.
That 9-minute default was bizarre. About time.
Right. And you get charging time estimates on the lock screen now, plus some adaptive power things for gaming. Small things, but nice.
And these things really matter for just, your daily experience. Call screening saves time, saves annoyance. That adjustable snooze makes mornings just a bit better.
Exactly. And the liquid glass look, it changes how your phone feels to use. It's an aesthetic thing, sure.
But if you don't like that translucent look,
Apple thought of that. In accessibility settings, you can reduce transparency or increase contrast to make things more opaque. Smart.
good to have options. But you mentioned some parts feel unfinished.
Yeah, the new Games app, for instance. It's meant to be a hub, but it feels half-baked.
How so?
Well, you still can't delete old games from your library, even ones that don't work anymore in iOS 26. They just sit there.
Oh, that's annoying. Like digital clutter you can't get rid of?
Exactly. I have Crazy Taxi in there. Love that game. Can't play it, can't remove it. Drives me nuts. And you can't see which friends play which games, and it doesn't link up with Steam or anything.
Yeah, sounds like it needs more work to be a proper gaming hub. Anything else feel incomplete?
Visual intelligence. It's supposed to let you grab info from photos, like add an event to your calendar from a flyer screenshot.
Okay, that sounds useful.
It is, when it works right. But if there are multiple event listings in the photo, it often just grabs the first one or gets the details wrong, so you end up having to manually edit it anyway.
Kind of defeats the purpose of the smart feature then.
Right. So yeah, some great stuff like call screening, but other areas like the Games app and parts of visual intelligence, they still need some polishing.
But hey, there are other fun bits too, right?
Yeah.
Like the new icon options, tinted or clear.
Oh yeah, those are cool. And spatial scenes for 3D photos, upgraded Genmoji where you can mash up existing emojis.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun to mess with.
So a solid update overall, but with some room for improvement, which is pretty typical for a 0.0 release.
Exactly. And hey, even the small wins, like the snooze button, sometimes those make the biggest difference day to day, really helping connect those dots in our digital routines.
Absolutely. Okay, before we sign off, one more thank you to another great new sponsor supporting the show, Skony.
Yes, Skony. If Pins and Aces handles your golf apparel, Skony takes care of your feet. They make premium golf shoes.
Comfort, style, performance, everything you need on a course. Check them out at skony.com. That's skoni.com.
And just for our listeners, use that same promo code SNARFUL, SNARFUL at checkout.
And you'll get 15% off your entire purchase from Skony. Great shoes, great deal.
Definitely check them out. skoni.com, code SNARFUL.
All right, so let's quickly recap the big three today. First, that TikTok framework deal. A huge potential step towards resolving the standoff, bringing relief to users and businesses, but still navigating those tricky U.S.-China dynamics.
Then we had Meta's accidental reveal of their next-gen smart glasses, the Ray-Ban display with the HUD and that cool wristband control, plus the athlete-focused Oakley Sphera. Pushing wearable AI forward, but definitely kicking up the privacy conversation again.
And finally, iOS 26. Lots to like, especially the amazing call screening feature and the new liquid glass look, even if some parts like the Games app feel like they need a bit more time in the oven. Practical upgrades alongside some works in progress.
We're here to help at Smartful, so reach out on our website if you have any more questions.
That's a wrap on today's top stories. Remember, tech doesn't have to be complicated, and we're here to help connect the dots. If you've got questions or want to learn more, visit us at snarful.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.